Come on, Annie. Let's go to the movies.
This is the Cinereelists episode 690. My name is Zach.
And my name is James.
And we're here to talk about movies and movie lists and movie obsession with you for the next hour or so. How's that sound to you, James?
Sounds amazing.
Doesn't it sound amazing?
It does. It really does. I can't wait to spend the next hour or so with you.
Yeah. Now we're a man down. We lost one.
We lost one. Yep. Kyle is no longer with us on this episode.
That's right. That's right. In fact, I haven't talked to him in a while, so he may no longer be with us, period. We don't know.
It's been many minutes since I've talked to Kyle. So
absolutely. So hopefully he's okay. I'm sure he is. There's no reason to think that he's not.
Yeah, not to alarm anybody at home, but
For
Kyle is missing from this episode.
If you want to send cards, you can send them at heyguys@cinereelists.com.
Yep.
Yeah. So Kyle's on here. We're going to talk about the Fantastic Four,
right?
With the dynamic duo of Zach and James.
Okay. There is a comic book character. Oh, dynamic duo. That's Batman and Robin.
Yes.
So who's the Batman in this case, and who's the Robin?
But between the two of us, you're the Batman.
Really?
Yeah.
Why am I the Batman? This isn't a Robin Hood thing, is it?
No, it's not a Robin Hood thing. No.
Okay. I thought maybe you wanted to be Robin because of the name.
No. Although now that you mention it, that's cool. That's cool too. Although every now and then, if you're searching for a Robin Hood thing, Robin from Batman and Robin comes up. It was a little annoying.
Okay. So you don't like the idea that there's another Robin out there?
No, I'm fine with it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not territorial. No, you're definitely the Batman.
Occasionally annoyed. Less territorial. Just
because you're dark and
I'm not
twisted.
Dark. Why am I dark? You're wearing the black shirt. Not dark.
Well, that's because as Robin, I look up to Batman.
You have a better tan than I do.
I've never been accused of a tan in my life.
Neither have I.
I have a radish hue.
I've never been accused of a tan.
Yeah.
Like that would be an accusation.
Yeah. That's definitely not happening. What's the worst sunburn you've ever gotten in your life?
Oh, really bad.
Yeah.
I once got one so bad that we were driving back from the beach, and my girlfriend at the time and Kevin's girlfriend at the time pulled over. We bought bags of ice, dumped them into the bed of my truck, and him and I just laid on top of the ice cubes on the way home from the beach because we clearly had gotten scorched.
Yeah.
And then I went to work the next couple days, sweated a bunch, and I didn't know this, but basically when you burn, like your pores are gone. They're like melted together. So all the dead skin, the sweat collected between the raw skin underneath and the dead skin on the top. And so it looked like my entire back was like a waterbed. It was gross. And anytime anybody would touch me, it would just soak because everything would like pop, and it was disgusting. Just nasty business.
It sounds bad.
How about you?
That sounds awful.
It was bad. It was really stupid. I was like 18. I was old enough to know better, for sure.
That's funny. I've got a lot of bad sunburns in my life. Probably the worst was I was on a high school trip to Italy, and we were having a beach day, and I was too embarrassed to ask anyone to like put sunscreen on my back.
Okay.
So I just got sunscreen everywhere that I could reach, and then the part of my back that I couldn't reach just burned and then blistered, and then I just couldn't sleep for like 2 days. It was very annoying.
Yeah. I do everything I can not to burn these days.
Yeah.
I'll put on sunscreen and then not go in the sun and be like, well, that was dumb. But I didn't get burned, so.
They say you're supposed to wear sunscreen on your face every day.
I know. I definitely don't do that.
Okay.
You don't do that.
No, I don't.
Right. And we're in the
What they
place
say.
where you should do that.
Yeah. Is the reason they say that,
Mhm.
is it more skin cancer or is it more wrinkles? What's the more reason?
I think it's big sunblock trying to get us to buy more and more.
Oh, do you really?
No. I mean, maybe, but
Mm.
it's probably not the only reason. But they're definitely excited about the idea of the whole population putting on sunscreen every day.
They love that.
I would. If I was in their business,
Yeah.
I would love that. You know what else I would love?
What?
To start the podcast.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you know what I'm burning to do?
Okay. Start the podcast.
Yeah. Talk about Fantastic Four.
Sure. Which ironically has a dude that can set himself on fire and not get burned in it. Wouldn't that be nice?
I mean, it's not like in my top 10 superpowers I'd want, but
if you got that one, I mean, there are worse superpowers to get.
I liked, we're not talking about this yet, but I like how he could suck up the fire of like a burning building.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Like Superman.
Superman can't do that.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Superman can suck up fire.
No, but like with his mouth, like he can breathe it in. But Johnny Danger, whatever his name is, he could like subsume the fire into himself.
You mean without using his breath?
Yeah, exactly.
Without like sucking it in. It just like
he
was attracted to him.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. The fire guy puts out a fire in Fantastic Four, in the new Fantastic Four movie. So welcome to the show. Despite the fact that Kyle abandoned us, we are here with you guys to talk a new release movie. That being The Fantastic Four: First Steps. We're going to get into that. We're also going to run down a list we've never done before. This is the top 10 movies with alliterative titles.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what that means, then stick around because I'm sure we'll explain it at some point.
Yeah.
Before we do all that, we need to remind you there's a video version of this podcast on YouTube. Go check it out there and subscribe while you listen. You could also support us on Patreon, patreon.com/Cinereelists. Support the podcast, get extra after show audio. You could also support us on Apple Podcasts simply by leaving a review. We'd appreciate that. And it helps with exposure to the podcast. You could also send us an email to heyguys@cinereelists.com, REEL with an S on the end. Send a comment, a question, a list suggestion, a movie suggestion. Pretty much send anything to us via email, heyguys@cinereelists.com. Links are in the description to do any and all of those things. Are you ready to get into our main event movie for the week? Zach.
Yes.
Okay, great. As I mentioned, it's in theaters now. It's the Fantastic Four: First Steps. We're going to get into it right after this clip.
Are you the protectors of this world?
Yes, we are.
Your planet is now marked for death. Your world will be consumed by the Devourer. There is nothing you can do to stop him, for he is a universal force, as essential as the stars. Hold your loved ones close, and speak the words you've been afraid to speak. Use this time to rejoice and celebrate, for your time is short.
That was The Fantastic Four: First Steps, a 2025. Excuse me. That Dr. Pepper Zero is hitting me. 2025 American superhero film based on the Marvel Comics superhero team, The Fantastic Four. This movie was directed by Matt Shakman, and it stars Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Eben Moss-Bachrach, Joseph Quinn, Julia Garner, Sarah Niles, Mark Gatiss, Natasha Lyonne, Paul Walter Hauser, and Ralph Ineson, amongst others. The official IMDb plot synopsis for The Fantastic Four: First Steps is forced to balance their roles as heroes with the strength of their family bond. The Fantastic Four must defend Earth from a ravenous space god called Galactus and his enigmatic herald, Silver Surfer. So, Zach, we've seen the movie, The Fantastic Four: First Steps.
Yeah.
What'd you think of it?
Well, I can't help but compare it to Superman.
I'm doing the same in my brain, so I'm there with you.
I don't think that's necessarily fair to do. So I'm going to try to limit my comparisons between the two. But we recently had another superhero reboot, right? And Fantastic Four, they've kind of famously had a little trouble with, like they haven't quite hit the tone they want with it. They've done it. This is the third time in, 20 years. Third time it was mass marketed. There was another one to like save the IP, but they didn't mean for anyone to see it really.
That's true.
So there's similarities there. Listeners of the show will know that I enjoyed Superman quite a bit. This one I did not enjoy as much as Superman. I thought it was fine, and some things about it I thought were good, but other things I thought about it were stupid. So it's kind of a mix of that. I left the theater thinking I was glad I came. I had a good time. I didn't love it, but it was fine. So that's kind of my base opinion, spoiler free.
I mean, I don't think our opinions are going to diverge. I didn't see anything stupid in it, but I enjoyed it well enough. I don't think it's anything special. It did kind of what it needed to do, which is be adequate enough that like people aren't gonna dislike the idea of ever seeing these characters on the screen, which like is typically what happens with mid-tier Marvel movies, I would say. There's only a couple that like literally turn me off to the characters, like Eternals. Like I don't care about that movie at all. Don't care about ever seeing those characters again. So it's definitely better than Eternals. It's better than the worst of these types of movies, like MCU movies. I liked it about as much as I liked Superman from like a star rating perspective, but they're definitely different theories of telling a superhero story that's been told to death already. Yeah. Like I feel like the Superman version of this is like just assume everybody knows everything and make this as fast moving as you possibly can so that nobody ever gets a chance to get bored. And in Fantastic Four, there was a lot of talking in rooms and theorizing and character work. There felt like there was more character work in this than the movie we saw last week. Last week or the week before? I don't remember. Probably the week before.
Yeah.
Anyway,
because we did it last end up then.
Yeah. But there also wasn't anything super spectacular in this that like is going to stick in my brain as like a reason to watch it again or anything like that. It doesn't help that like most of the characters are kind of dry to begin with. Like Reed Richards and Sue Storm are not exactly overflowing with personality to begin with. And The Thing and Johnny Storm are definitely the personality of this foursome. And so when half of the characters that you have on screen have very dry personalities, and then you have two enemies, one that barely talks. Well, they both kind of barely talk, but one of them, they're both like stoic god deities or whatever.
Right.
And so
yeah,
there's not a whole lot of Like even getting mad at them for their motivations is kind of out the window because there's nothing personal going on here. You know? And so from like a stakes perspective, the stakes feel big on paper, but like how they're being presented is like this planet consumer is coming to consume the planet because that's what he does. Has nothing to do with them on the planet. And so it's hard to get emotionally invested beyond, you know, the basics. So that being said, I, like you, had fun. It was
Sure.
fine.
I want to talk pretty openly about this, so we're probably going to just roll into spoilers and then not worry about if we're spoiling things or not. But yeah, I think in general we liked it the same. Do you want to letterbox it now or just wait to the end?
Let's do it. I give this a 3.5.
Me too. 3.5.
Cool. 2 3.5s for The Fantastic Four: First Steps. Spoilers from here on out. So if you haven't seen the movie and you don't want to hear spoilers, you should fast forward to the list or just stop it and come back, whatever. But we're going to spoil things. So if you have seen the movie or you don't care about spoilers, listen on. This isn't necessarily all spoilers. We just don't want to think about what we're saying.
Yeah.
So
a couple of things that I thought were strong in the movie is I did like the fact that it was set in the past, and I liked the whole aesthetic of that era.
Mm-hmm.
So I liked the look and the setting of the time, kind of a thing.
I'm not sure it was set in the past.
Well, it was set in the present of a parallel Earth that was, you know, still fashioned like our past, right?
Sure. Well, it was like retro futurist. It's what the people in the 50s thought the future would look like.
Exactly. And I liked that kind of retro futurism. It did, however, underscore the fact that The Incredibles is a very similar movie with very similar characters, and it did it better.
Sure. Well, I mean, it ripped off the Fantastic Four. So.
Right. That's what's like blowing my mind is like, I'm not a huge Fantastic Forehead.
Mm-hmm.
But it's true.
You have a fantastic forehead, Zach.
Thank you, but I'm not a
minimize
fantastic forehead. But it's kind of crazy how much The Incredibles ripped off Fantastic Four as far as their powers. Like I was telling my daughter, who's seen The Incredibles a million times, about the movie Fantastic Four, and as I'm describing every character, she's like, "Oh, like Mrs. Incredible?" I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, like Violet?" I was like, "Yeah." And it's like, it's so blatant.
The ice guy instead of the fire guy.
Yeah. It's so crazy. Anyways,
so different.
But The Incredibles did it very, very well with their storytelling. It was just cool. And this one did it fine. I mean, it was good. It was one of my favorite things about this movie was this kind of retro futurism. But it wasn't stunning or like visually incredible. It was just good, you know, or interesting.
Sure. Yeah, if you took away the retro futurism of the world and the feeling that they're the only superheroes in this world, like there was never a mention of anybody else saving the planet or
agreed at all.
So in this world, you get superheroes because you get into a space accident, not because you can be born with them or all the other reasons Marvel superheroes have superpowers. So I thought that was interesting too. If you take away those two things, you just set it modern day, this would not be near as interesting with just the script as is.
Be so dry as toast. We have these four characters, right? And first of all, we see them use their powers, except for maybe Sue Storms. We see them use their powers so rarely. You know, the Thing is strong, but we mostly don't see him do anything strong except maybe
pick up a car every now and then.
Yeah. Reed Richards, right? He's stretchy. That's his thing. He can stretch his body in all sorts of different ways. He barely ever does it. He barely ever in the movie. I mean, it's probably 8 times that he uses that ability and probably a total of 3 minutes of screen time. I was very surprised. Now, Sue, we get a lot of it. Johnny, we get a fair bit of it. But I would have loved to see Johnny and the Thing have a lot more like banter or joking around with each other in a way that like other movies do really well. Like that's always a highlight of the movie, like the two characters that are like always teasing each other and that kind of thing.
Mhm.
And this movie like dipped its toe into that, but barely did.
Yeah, you don't get a sense that they're like a team doing these things, right? Like individually they wouldn't be able to, vanquish the enemy, but as a team, as long as they work together, they can get it done type of thing. It reminds me of like the feeling I got when the Spider-Mans got together in that Spider-Man movie with all the different universes. And I was waiting for a moment where I was like, oh, they're clicking now. You know what I mean? They're bouncing off each other and they've worked to this moment. And I think that's what they were trying to do with the ending and with the baby and all that kind of stuff. And it's in there. It just wasn't, I don't know. Just didn't pop for me.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like the idea that they put Galactus on screen and faithfully represented his motivation as a character and generally faithfully represented what he looks like in the comics is crazy to me. The problem is it's come so late that like it felt underwhelming compared to what we've seen in other movies. Even MCU movies have felt like they have more menacing enemies than this movie felt like it had. And that's a problem. I think it's probably a problem with all of these, with the fact that we've had 40 years of big budget, superhero movies at this point. 40 years? Like Batman. I think Batman is what started this in 89. So not quite 40 years, but pretty close. 36 years of them. I don't know.
So Galactus and the Silver Surfer. Now, I'm not a comic book guy. I didn't read comic books growing up. I do have a good understanding of Galactus just from like reading about him in the past and being curious about him and, different things like that. I loved how he looked in this movie. He looked awesome, I thought. And he looked menacing and like this kind of like he would be this unstoppable force kind of a thing, which I enjoyed. But then in practice, I found him incredibly disappointing because Silver Surfer just, for as far as feats go in the movie, was way more impressive as far as what Silver Surfer could do. Or was this particular herald called Silver Surfer? I don't know if this iteration what they were called, but
I don't think she had a name in this movie, but
I'm going to call her Silver Surfer.
I think Silver Surfer in this world just happens to be female. So
Silver Surfer could basically like one shot any one of the Fantastic Four in this movie, right? Like she just was so much above them power level, could like zip around the earth, destroying portal construction like with so easily, right?
Like it's pinball or something.
Yeah. And then Galactus shows up and he's just kind of like walking through the city. And then when the Fantastic Four are fighting him, he seems weak in comparison. Like Sue Storms is allowed to push him around alone by herself. So like Sue Storms versus Galactus loses, right? He never really felt like he could overcome her, which just seems crazy. He's supposed, in my mind, he's this unstoppable force of nature that, really a normal superhero doesn't have a chance of. Like, you got to be like Jean Grey in order to like touch Galactus. Even the heralds are like almost have godlike, reality warping powers. And Galactus is just like this unstoppable force. But like Sue Storms is able to just like kind of hold him in place with a force field and push him back into a portal. It just seemed so underwhelming as far as like a bad guy, like as far as like a foe that's like seems impossible to beat, right? Like, how are they ever going to stop this guy? Oh, well, they did it by, he's incredibly stupid. because he just leaves the portal there. He could destroy it with a thought in his head, but he just leaves it there in case they want to use it to send him to the other side of the universe. And he doesn't turn them all into plants. He just leaves them to destroy him. It's just like, it makes no sense. And the Silver Surfer destroys all of them except for that one and then leaves it. It didn't make sense to me. It seems like they really nerfed Galactus at the end.
Well, at that point, Silver Surfer was on their side.
Silver Surfer was, absolutely. I'm just saying, like, the night before when she was destroying everything. But
sure,
I also did not totally buy why Silver Surfer changed her motivation. I mean, she's already let several planets die, been the cause of, billions of deaths, right? And then Johnny Storm talks to her, and then she decides that that's enough motivation to, like, give up this heralding job.
Well, I think, okay, a couple things. And the movie did not do a very good job of presenting this. So I'm not saying like you should have caught this, blah, blah, blah. It's just the background of the character. So Galactus has one thing to do, and that's devour planets. And he exists on like a cosmic level where like he's not concerned with these ants,
morality or
anything
beneath him.
He's just like a one-track mind cosmic being who, whatever. And so he doesn't see a potential to fall backwards into a black hole. You know what I mean? It's like just never a part of his thinking or his world. This is how they defeat him in the comics too. He's so one track that like he's not easy, but in storylines, it takes a Herculean effort to trick him into beating him, basically.
Okay.
With Silver Surfer, she has assisted him, but has never been confronted with what in her mind, she's saving her planet, right? She understands intellectually that she's destroying other planets. She's just never had somebody lay it out the way that Johnny Storm does in this movie. That's the way I read it. And that's why she at the very last second, when she sees an opportunity to stop being, the lackey, she pushes him into the hole. She goes in there with him too, doesn't she?
I think so.
Or like she's quote unquote sacrifices herself. But with how fast she is, she can probably, get home before he does. That's the other thing too, is he's very slow.
He's incredibly slow.
It's why he has her, is because she goes and finds the planet, so he doesn't have to like waste time.
Yeah.
So that's my explanation for those two things. Now, the Johnny Storm Silver Surfer one, I thought was there. I thought that worked for me. The Galactus stuff, if you don't have that backstory, then he is just like this slow thing that's like easily tricked, basically. Like that's the impression they give you. When there is like a motivation behind him being easily tricked. Anyway,
now
I sound like I'm defending the movie, but
no, you're fine.
Right.
You're doing fine there.
That's another one of those things that like bothered me about Superman that you can see in the Galactus story in this one is if you don't come with that knowledge, why are they assuming you know it?
It did also see that the movie what was kind of saying that he was now not going to destroy Earth because now he's much more interested in getting the baby, which I guess is Franklin Reed.
Yeah, it seems like he leverages certain things he wants in exchange for like not destroying things.
Right.
Yeah.
And what was the idea the movie presented? He wanted the baby because the baby was going to replace him, free him from his role and become the next Galactus, basically.
Yes, he's tired of doing it because he's been doing it for forever, literally. And this baby was the first time he came into contact with a being that could replace him.
Because they had the power cosmic.
I guess. They didn't really explain that either, other than
sure
he's unique.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, which I don't remember. I'm sure there are baby storylines in the Fantastic Four canon. There weren't any in the ones I read.
From what I understand, that baby becomes one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel universe.
It doesn't shock me.
Like number 4 or something like that. With reality warping abilities. So here's one thing about this movie that I think I didn't enjoy, and that was I did not agree with Sue Storm's basic moral choice.
So you would have given up the baby?
I would have, yeah.
Instead of finding a solution where you don't have to and you still win.
Well, a very risky solution, right? Like one that like had a low probability of working. Like their plan. So
did it work?
No, it did work. Absolutely.
Right.
I just think that like if had their plan not worked, right? Galactus is already in the middle of New York City and about 15 feet from their baby. You know what I mean? So like it's kind of like all is definitely lost unless everything works out. Whereas like she basically put at risk the entire Earth for her baby. When like, I mean, honestly, people are dying all the time for like much less reasons. And like they're building all these structures, right? How many construction accidents were there while they're building the portals in order to save her baby? You know what I mean? Like people died saving her baby. And at the risk of like the whole Earth being destroyed in order to save her baby.
Wait, didn't they evacuate the city?
Well, it's not evacuating the city. I think they did down to the lower world. I'm saying like, right. The entire Earth, right? Like switch all of its resources and energy towards building these portals.
Oh, right.
So there was construction deaths. There were people dying because the money wasn't being used for some other purpose that would have saved anti-malaria reasons. The movie didn't go into it, but I'm just
I'm glad they didn't.
I'm just saying the central premise is I'm not willing to sacrifice in order to save the Earth. Like my personal sacrifice is a non-negotiable. So let's see what else we can do because I'm not willing to make a sacrifice. Whereas like, I feel like a traditional superhero morality is like the superhero is willing to take the sacrifice in order to save other people kind of a thing. Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. And, yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's too many people in this world that would give up their kid, even for the world.
I'm not sure if I would or not, but I would think that is the more moral choice. If you could like, stop the Earth from being destroyed by giving up like a loved one, then it just seems like the right trade-off. Maybe from a utilitarian perspective, right? Like, let's say you're a utilitarian.
Sure.
That would make sense. Maybe not if you're like, a Kantian or something.
I mean, I think on paper, all that makes total sense. You should just give it up and that's that. But the reality
doesn't make for a superhero movie.
I mean, doesn't make for any kind of movie if you just give up exactly what the bad guy wants you to do.
Here's what it could be, right? It could be like she has to make this tough choice. And finally she says, okay, I will do that. And then they set up a pickup and that's when she does the bait and switch. And, she's going to try again to have her cake and eat it too.
They have like two plans, right? They have one plan that fails because Silver Surfer, breaks the portals.
Yes.
And then that turns into the second plan, right?
Yeah. The first plan was they were going to move Earth somewhere else.
Right. Yeah.
And again, like, I guess Reed Richards is the smartest man alive, right?
Supposedly.
But he really did just move an egg 6 feet. That's a big jump to having the entire world do nothing but build these portals at massive scale in order to move the entire Earth and all of humanity, when previously all he's done is move an egg and it like wiped out all the power for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Sure. The science logic, I agree, like was not there. I was second guessing logistics of all these things too.
And the timing, the speed at which they did it.
I mean,
it was just hand-wavy.
You'd have to find a sun and a moon. You'd have to move the moon with you. Otherwise, the Earth would be...
You mess up the tides. And
yeah. You'd have to be the exact distance from the sun we are and stuff like that. A sun that's the exact same size as our sun. There's lots of things that like don't line up with this concept. But
very complicated plan.
But they hand waved all that kind of stuff, and it was fine with me. I think it's a valid criticism to say, in the real world, should you give up your child to save the Earth? Yes. I think the moral decision is yes. And also, you should be, to the very last moment, be trying to not have to do that.
Sure. That makes sense.
And I think if she had told the world, okay, I'm going to give him up, that's where it would have ended.
No, I get it. It's more like maybe she makes that choice and she has to stick by it while the world turns against her. Mm-hmm. Right. But everyone is just like, okay, yeah, we'll risk our own existence for your baby. You know what I mean? Like
there was a little bit of pushback, not a lot, but the movie did push back.
Then she gave a speech.
Then she gave that really bad speech.
Someone with a sign, and then she gave a speech. Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah, it's fine. It's
not
fine.
bad. Just very milquetoast. That was like the vibe I got from the whole movie, that they, more than most Marvel movies, I would say, certainly more than Deadpool, I think they wanted families to be able to watch this movie and for it not to be complicated, for it to be colorful and lively and funny. And there's to be some stakes, but they're just not going to go too far into it from a like they wanted every 7-year-old to be able to follow this. And I think that's just what they want Fantastic Four movies to be. So a lot of the weeds that we're talking about here, I think they weren't too worried about it, which maybe is what Superman was trying to be too. But I felt like Superman just has that James Gunn edge that, like, I don't know, felt a little devious, like all James Gunn movies.
James Gunn has that streak in him for sure.
For sure.
Whereas
movie, Fantastic Four felt like a movie that's borderline PG.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
There was also it was a little different, right? To have a movie that has some character things that don't have a point to them, just like, here's some character things about, to flesh out the character a little bit, but it's not going to come back. It's not like at the end that plays a role in the plot, or like a lot of movies like these tie everything up in like a bow, and there's a reason why we were told everything that we were told. Like, so for instance, this one, The Thing, likes to cook. He's a good cook. He takes his cooking seriously. I like that. I like knowing that about The Thing. I like that about he's like this gentle giant. That's great. I think if this was Superman, that would have somehow wrapped up into an emotional bow at the end. The fact that he cooked, you know what I mean? This movie just had him cooking, it was just interesting.
Yeah. That's from the comics too.
That he likes to cook?
Yeah. It's not a big part of the comics, but it's there.
No, don't lie. That's a huge part of the comics. That is.
Oh yeah. They devote several pages every month to how well he can cook. No, I think you're not wrong. This movie compared to Superman had a lot of like characterization in it that did not come full circle. I'll agree. But made me feel like I knew these people more than all of the people in Superman. That being said, like, how much do you really need to know about Mr. Fantastic? I think we got all we need to know in that movie for the most part, at least for what that movie needed him for.
I don't know if he wants to be a dad or not. He seemed a little hesitant.
Who? The thing?
Mr. Fantastic.
Oh, Mr. Fantastic. Did I say Mr. Fantastic? I meant Mr. Fabulous. Whatever the guy's name was in Superman.
Mr. Fabulous.
What was that guy's name? You know what I'm talking about? The gadget guy.
Mr. Fantastic, maybe?
I don't think it was Mr. Fantastic.
Okay, well.
I don't remember. Doesn't matter. So you don't think Reed Richards wants to be a parent? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't know. He seemed pretty iffy about the whole thing. Mr. Terrific?
Mr. Terrific. That was the guy in
Yeah.
Superman. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That guy was awesome.
I got the vibe that he wanted to be a dad. I mean, they said they had been trying a bunch, and when she told him she was pregnant, he was like very excited about it. I think when the deal was made, his son or the earth explodes or whatever, gets eaten, it was a little hard for him to
Sure.
So from that point on, I would say he was nervous.
Yeah.
About making the wrong decision here, for sure.
I could see it.
But before that, he seemed very into the idea of having a child.
Yeah. Also, the movie is called The Fantastic Four: First Steps.
Yeah.
Is that because of the baby?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because it never actually took any steps.
I think it's like implied babies first stepping.
Baby, yeah.
But it's also like, I think it applies for that. And also, this is the first MCU Marvel, Fantastic Four movie. And so, is this also the first one? No. Deadpool would have been the first one from the Fox merger. First solo title. This is the first reboot of a character from the Fox titles.
Okay.
So I don't know if that is related to the title as well, or if we're starting.
That's pretty meta if it is.
That's what I mean. I think maybe the name applies on different levels. And that's why they ran with it. I hadn't considered the baby level, but I think that makes sense too. Yeah, if I have criticisms of the movie, which I certainly do, it's that they haven't really justified why this movie exists from a broader perspective, like a Marvel Universe perspective.
Well, the Marvel Universe is scrambling. It is just, I don't know if there's a Marvel Universe right now.
What do you mean? Yeah, there is.
Well, it just feels like everything is just spaghetti on the wall. Like, I don't know if there's any grand story happening that things could be a part of.
Yeah, I mean, compared to the first 23 movies, I agree. It's all over the place. But we're kind of in a moment right now that we were in for the first 5 years of the MCU, where you're just kind of like taking characters and giving them origin movies and kind of seeing what sticks. It's a little more complicated because there's backstory now that like kind of has to fit into all those things. But like Shang-Chi, or what was the name of that movie? Shang-Chi. There's a bunch of them. They've introduced all kinds of characters. They've given them their own movies. And at some point,
done nothing with them.
Right. At some point, I believe these are going to come together. I think the bigger issue too is like none of these have been breakout hits. Some of them have done better than others, but none of them are like, we absolutely have to make another one of these before we get to Avengers. They're just trying to get to Avengers again at this point. And I don't think it's going to work as well as it did the first go around, but it also probably doesn't have to make a lot of money. So, yeah, I wish even in the post credits, if they had just given a little bit of like this is going to attach to that, because unlike all the other solo movies of new characters, these aren't even in our timeline.
Right.
There's like no crossover at all.
I thought what his solution was going to be was move Earth to like our universe or something.
A different timeline.
But no.
Yeah. move Earth or like move Galactus. I mean, that might be what it is like they threw him down the black hole and he went to a different timeline. They didn't even realize that. And it's like an unintended effect. And then now they have to go into our timeline to like help get rid of Galactus or something. Who knows what the plan is? But there was no hint in this movie, even in the post credits, that like this is part of a bigger world.
Right. It just hinted to that particular world was going to expand to include Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I'm aware of Doctor Doom. I recognized him when I saw the post-credits scene. But like, let's say you don't care about like, oh, Doctor Doom, you know, like if that just fact is not exciting for you, the actual shot looks so dumb. It's just like a man in like green felt or whatever, and this like baby with like a weird haircut looking at each other. It was just an odd visual. If you don't care about Doctor Doom like appearing doesn't excite you, it was just such an odd. I don't know why movies have such odd looking toddlers sometimes.
Oh,
like with like super long hair. And
that was my biggest complaint with this movie, is that they clearly used a toddler for some of it, which made when they didn't use a toddler very apparent.
Right? Yeah.
Agreed. It was very rubbery and like not realistic looking at all.
Yeah.
And it seems crazy that this day and age they can't figure this out yet.
Yeah.
Considering there was probably like 1,000+ effects in there that we didn't even realize we saw. And yet you can't give us a baby that looks real.
Can I ask a quick Galactus question?
Sure.
How does he actually go about eating the worlds? What happens?
You know, I don't know that. I know he's
so
like
tiny.
He has like a machine that like chews it up and then.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He himself is like a big machine.
Sure.
Essentially. He's like a big factory that melts stuff down.
Yeah.
Let's see. How does Galactus eat planets? Consumes planets by converting their life force or energy into a form he can absorb. He uses an elemental converter to break down the planet's matter and energy into a usable form.
Okay.
He doesn't have to use the converter. He can absorb energy directly. His primary method involves transforming planetary matter into usable energy. Do we need to take a break?
Yeah.
Okay.
My daughter has joined us, so we might take a short break while James plays some interlude music.
Perfect.
All right, we're back. I put my daughter back to bed. We'll see if that sticks. But I say we've talked enough about the Fantastic Four: first baby steps.
Before we move on, have you been watching The Bear? Have you been keeping up with The Bear?
I haven't been keeping up. I've been watching it for the first time. I'm in the middle of season 1.
Okay. So the Thing was played by the guy from The Bear, the cousin Richie or whatever his name is.
Oh, okay.
In The Bear. But like, what's the point of getting that guy to do the Thing and then like 98% of the movie you don't even see his face? Like, people don't know his voice.
Well, I mean, you say like getting that guy, but they have to have some actor do it. So why not like a C-list actor from The Bear?
I guess.
I mean, who else is going to do it?
It's kind of what they did with Johnny Storm too. Is like the guy who played Johnny Storm is not exactly like Joseph Quinn. Do you know who that is? I didn't know who that is. Yeah. Interesting. Who is Joseph Quinn? What else has he done? Stranger Things.
Okay. Yeah. So like one of the characters from The Bear is not necessarily like a guy that's so famous that it seems strange you hide his face. You know what I mean? Like he's like a good actor that played that role, you know.
I guess. Michael Chiklis was so good as the Thing. He was just in not great movies as the Thing.
Sure.
They should have just brought him back. He's still around.
I think they were definitely going to distance themselves as much as possible.
Yeah, I guess. If you watch those old like Fox, the first iteration of Fox Fantastic Four movies, those movies have the same vibe as the Spider-Man movies. So that the Raimi Spider-Man movies, but without like a Raimi touch to it. I think that's what it was missing because they were trying to make family films again. Like Fantastic Four, they're supposed to be like the most wholesome of Marvel titles. So I feel like they did a good job of not making it so candy coated, but at the same time making it so that kids could watch this, and it's not there's nothing in it that's like super offensive in it. So all right. Anything else for the Fantastic Four : First Steps?
No, I think we got it.
I think we got it. Are you changing your?
No,
me neither. It's a solid 3.5 for me. And that means we are moving on to our list for this week. It's oddly related in that we're going to run down our top 10 movies with alliterative titles. Now, for the dum-dums listening right now, Zach, what is an alliterative title?
An alliterative title is one where the words in the title start with the same sound.
Oh, really? I thought like it had to be letter, but
it doesn't. So, for instance, Kindergarten Cop is alliterative.
Yep.
Yeah. I love you. Good night. Great job. Yeah.
All right.
Kindergarten Cop is alliterative, even though they're different letters.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
definitely. You want to go first, or you want me to? What do you think?
I do want to go first. My first one is a documentary.
Before you jump in, can you just tell me how you made your list? These are just movies you like that have alliterative titles, or did you take anything else into
consideration? I briefly wanted to have them all be movies with F, like Fantastic Four.
Oh, that sounds difficult.
Yeah, that was difficult. So instead, they're just movies that I like.
Would have been just a bunch of Fast and Furious movies.
Right? Yeah. Which does not show up on my list. So my number 10 is a documentary I've talked about on the show before. I probably talked about all of these on the show before, but it's from 1975. It's called Grey Gardens. And this is a very interesting character portrait of two women, a mother and a daughter. They're kind of like, hermits, like reclusive, wealthy, aristocratic kind of women that are roughly related to JFK. I think there might be like cousins to Jacqueline Kennedy. And they are just so strange. And so this documentary is just interviewing them, and we get a peek into their life as they live in this like dilapidated mansion, and like they have just been alone for too long, and they've like gotten odd. And it's just this interesting character portrait of these well-to-do women that have like, I don't know, gotten odd. And it's very interesting documentary, definitely worth watching, called Grey Gardens.
Yeah, you've been recommending this movie for years.
Sure.
And I haven't gotten to it, but I did recently get the Criterion Blu-ray.
Okay, so you'll get to it when you get to the G's.
Like recently, as in like the last year, I got it.
Sure.
So I'm gonna get to it.
Yes, you will.
It's now on two lists: my Letterboxd watch list and my Criterion. I should watch these. I bought them anyway, so I might as well watch them list.
Love it.
Yeah. I mean, G's not that far away. It's not like a T movie or an R movie.
That's true. That's coming.
G could happen anytime in the next 5 years.
How many Criterions did you watch last year?
I don't know. 8?
4?
12? Something like that.
It's coming. All right.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've matched that already. We're like
Nice.
not even through July. So if I could do 24, then I would have done like 1/20th of my collection.
Love it.
All right. My number 10. Oh, so I ranked these because they were alliterative titles, certainly. They're also in an order in which I like them, taking into account how alliterative. And also, I heavily weighted things that weren't just a name that's alliterative, that was like a name and an action. It ranked higher because it's not only alliterative, but also descriptive at the same time.
What do you mean?
I like
by name and an action?
Well, I think you'll have to hear my list.
Okay.
Maybe not an act. Sometime in an action, sometime not an action. Sometimes it's like a descriptor related to a name.
Okay.
But it's not like a first name, last name. Nothing wrong with those. Some of them are in here because I like the movie enough to outweigh the fact that it didn't have those qualities. Which is how you end up with my number 10, What Women Want.
I considered it.
From the year 2000. A movie I remember very little about that I'm almost positive would not hold up today, especially the politics of it, the gender politics of it. But
it is alliterative.
It's alliterative. It's not a name. It's kind of a phrase in a way. It's also, from my memory, a funny Mel Gibson comedy.
Helen Hunt too, right?
Helen Hunt is great in it. And I should probably rewatch it. I mean, it's been 25 years since I've seen this movie.
Yeah. Well, I think you have the Criterion, so when you get to the W's, right?
They didn't make a Criterion of this, unfortunately.
They didn't. Oh, man.
I think it's been lost to time for multiple reasons. One of the main ones being Mel Gibson.
Sure.
But
all right, James. My number 9,
mm-hmm.
I think trumps your number 10. Because you had 3 W's.
Mm-hmm.
Well, flip those upside down and add one more. I have 4 M's.
Okay.
Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene.
Yeah.
Is my number 9.
Nice.
This is a really good movie. It's an Elizabeth Olsen film. Not directed by her. It's directed by Sean Durkin, but it's Elizabeth Olsen's movie. And she plays a girl that was in a cult for 2 years. And then she tries to escape the cult. And it's a little harrowing because it depicts like real danger of like trying to leave this cult.
Mm-hmm.
And it's shot in kind of an artsy way. It's just a very satisfying movie to watch. It's really well acted. It is really well paced in that like it takes its time, but like it's not too slow. It's just a good movie, and find cults fascinating. So I think this movie is really good. And this is the movie that made me think, oh, Elizabeth Olsen is a great actress.
I agree for sure. My number 9. I played dumb on this one earlier, but Kindergarten Cop. Which of course is an alliterative title.
Yes.
From 1990. I love this movie. Another one I haven't seen in quite a long time. I have no clue if 35 years later, right? Is that how long it's been since 1990?
Probably, yeah.
Years?
Makes sense to me.
If 35 years later, it would still hold up as funny. But this one was constantly on cable, like on HBO, and I watched it over and over and over again. And I think it probably holds up. I think it was fairly innocuous. One of those movies where like I remember watching it as a kid, but as an adult, I saw it again. It was like, I can't believe my parents let me watch this as a kid.
Yeah, I think it's pretty violent.
I think the fact that there's a lot of kindergartners in like everything but the very end fools people into thinking like this is appropriate for kids. And then
Right.
you have that ending, which is like a very adult action movie ending.
I just remember blood kind of smearing on the wall and stuff, and it's just like, oh,
it goes places at the end. But the first, 2/3 of it are like funny. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger being funny with kids.
Yeah, sure.
How can you go wrong with that? Especially when you have an alliterative name to go alongside it.
Funny you say that because my number 8 also has an alliterative name. It's
surprising.
Seven Samurai.
Okay.
Seven Samurai is from 1954. It's an Akira Kurosawa samurai film, and it's often regarded as one of the greatest movies ever made, actually. And it is a very great movie. Basically, these seven samurai have to protect a village that's going to be raided, and so it's kind of the plot for what is it, the Dirty Dozen or Magnificent Seven? That's it. The Magnificent Seven plot is basically a retelling of Seven Samurai.
Sure. I mean, Lucas famously was inspired by Seven Samurai too when he was writing Star Wars. I don't know how much direct plot, relationship there is, but I know it was an influence.
I thought he was more influenced by that other samurai film.
He had a bunch of them on his influences.
Sure. The one I'm specifically thinking of is The Hidden Fortress, I think was the huge influence. But yeah, I'm sure he saw all these films and was influenced by him for sure.
I mean, the lightsabers are basically samurai swords.
Yeah,
in
totally.
Star Wars. Good pick. My number 8 from 2001, Donnie Darko. So this is an alliterative name. But the name itself, yeah, it is Donnie
I'm
Darko.
Just kidding. I'm just teasing you.
How dare you? The fact that like his name describes his personality, I think is great. The Darko part. The movie itself, I love. I'm sure not everybody does, but I love the movie. It's weird. It's untraditional. It has a storytelling presentation that really hasn't been duplicated for me. I kind of put this movie and the Paul Thomas Anderson movie with the frogs. For some reason, those two movies probably came out in similar times. They both have things that fall from the sky. They're both just weird worlds that aren't really our world, but are very close to our world type of thing. What's that movie with the frogs? You know what I'm talking
about.
Magnolia. Not an alliterative title. But Donnie Darko definitely is my number 8.
Nice. My number 7 is an Indian film from 1955. It's called Panther Panchali.
All right.
And which happens
to be
alliterative.
Have you ever mentioned this movie on this podcast before?
I don't know if I have.
Okay.
I may have, but probably not. No. Although I would have, Panther Panchali. It's part of the Apu trilogy.
Oh, another one I have on Criterion that I haven't watched. Go ahead.
Oh, you have it on Criterion?
Yeah, but I haven't watched it.
Well, you're going to be watching these very soon.
I have the whole trilogy.
You're going to be watching these very soon.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well,
you know what? That one's not on the shelf.
Oh, okay. It depends if you have it under
Apu
or Panther Panchali. Because if it's Apu, then it's in the A's. This is a great one done on Criterion. I've seen all three. I actually love all three of them. They're fantastic. It's not the type of movie that we tend to talk about on this show, because it's Indian, neo-realism based on Italian neo-realism.
We barely talk about Indian at all, much less
for sure.
Realism.
Yes, but it follows a family in India in the 50s, and they're poor. It has a young boy and his sister, and it just kind of tells their story a little bit, like kind of a day in the life. It's in the neo-realistic style that the Italians had been developing, and so it feels less cinematic and more like a documentary, but like with actors, and it's fantastic. It's really, it makes you care about all these characters in such a personal, deep way. It's really beautiful. you absolutely feel immersed in like a completely different world than you're used to. And the series is great because we see him like grow up in the series. So it's fun to watch them all back and back. But yeah, Panter Panciali is my number 7.
Nice. Have you seen the whole trilogy?
I have.
Do you recommend it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're all bangers.
Really? You think I'll like them?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, cool.
Because you're a man of taste and distinction.
After the BBS box set, I'm a little nervous about the box sets.
Oh, sure. Okay, so the box sets, the one that box set you watched, was it like, how do we package these trash movies and get people to buy them, right?
Well, no, it's like all the movies that Bob Rafelson made.
Sure.
That's essentially what they did. It's like every movie he made, they put in there.
But this is a legit trilogy, right? And it's very well regarded. These are all bangers.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. This is more after midnight box set than a BBS.
Yes,
documentary.
100%.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it won Best Feature Film at the National Film Awards in India.
Is that prestigious? I don't know anything about Indian film awards.
Well, it's like the Oscars of India.
Does anybody dance in?
No. It is not Bollywood at all. It's not even from Bollywood. It's neorealism, so it feels very real. It's not like surreal or musical or anything.
How old is Bollywood? Is that like a thing that's been around for a long time, or is that like
I've never seen a Bollywood before the 70s, so I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay. My number 7. Maybe the oldest movie on either of our lists. We'll find out.
It's not.
You don't even know what my number 7 is.
I know, but I know it's not.
Okay. What am I about to say then?
I have no idea.
You clearly already know.
I don't. I have no idea what movie you're going to say.
You must have one on there that's from the 1800s or something like that.
I have one that's very early, yes.
This one's pretty early.
Okay.
But you probably beat me because this one's from 1933. And it's King Kong.
Nice.
You've probably heard this before, but King Kong, I respected it. The original King Kong, right? Because of what it represents. Like large leaps forward into special effects, kind of big budget filmmaking at the time. A lot of doing things for the first time, for sure. But didn't really have any love for the movie, just like a historical context for it. And then I got to see it on a big screen. And my analytical mind that kicks in when I'm watching movies that are clearly not made in my era just shut off. And I was able to enjoy the movie, seeing it on a big screen with the like Wes Anderson style side shot of the Empire State Building and having King Kong, get circled by the biplanes and stuff like that. It just seeing it on a big screen in a quiet, dark environment just changed the experience from like I'm watching this because of the historical value to like I'm watching this for the pure entertainment of it. And it was great. And I kind of fell in love with the movie for what it was as instead of what it represented. And still love it to this day. My number 7.
That's a great movie. Love it. My number 6 is another documentary. It's a very indie documentary called Dark Days. And this is definitely worth watching. It is a wild documentary. First of all, it takes place of the homeless population who permanently live in underground tunnels in New York City. So this whole thing is shot underground in these abandoned New York City tunnels where there's these homeless encampments basically. And it's so surreal that this is like a real thing, actually exists. It's shot in like very high contrast black and white. So the cinematography is stunning. And it's kind of shot in like just a slightly surreal way, kind of like Brazil. You know that movie?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like that, how that's shot. And so just the whole thing has this like very unearthly feel to it, but it's a really interesting portrait of these different homeless people in this encampment. It's a one of a kind documentary, and it's really really good. And the title is super alliterative.
Sure.
Not a word wasted.
Directed by Mark Singer, which I've never seen anything else by him. So, but he has a name of, Brian Singer. That's who I was thinking of. Very different person, I'm sure. I already had this in my watch list, so I bet you've mentioned it before.
I have.
And I watch listed it because I don't know how else I would come across this. Only 82 minutes too, so
Breezy.
not much of a time investment. Time sink.
Right.
All right, my number.
Great font on the poster, by the way.
Yeah,
Great font.
Looks like a graffiti, like a graffiti tag. It's cool. There are a lot of heroin addicts in this documentary.
Yeah.
Seen a couple of those documentaries about heroin addicts, not heroin addicts. Although I probably met a heroin addict, didn't know it.
Oh, you definitely have.
You think you have?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Interesting. Who is it?
Well, I don't want to speak about him while he's not here. So let's just
let's just say he's missing from this episode.
Love creating lore.
Yep. Okay, my number 6. I really should have made this my number 5, but I made it my number 6 from 2011. Fast Five. Yep.
Yeah.
Fast Five.
Missed opportunity.
The best Fast and Furious movie. The movie that in my mind transitioned from like what you'd expect from a Fast and Furious movie to what is possible with a Fast and Furious movie, which is just to have a fun, crazy action movie with a little bit of family plot mixed in to motivate the action. This one did it the best, in my opinion. It's been unmatched ever since, even though there are other moments in some of the later ones that I enjoy as well. But this one is the perfect package with the best action sequence of the entire series. I doubt at this point it'll ever be beat. My number 6, Fast Five.
Cool. My number 5 is Truffaut's Jules and Jim. This is definitely a movie that I've talked about a lot in the past, but I love Jules and Jim. It is so great. I'm a fan, admittedly, of the French New Wave and Truffaut for sure. But I think Jules and Jim is so fun to watch, and it's not intimidating at all. Like if you've never dipped your toe into like a French film before, especially an older French film, Jules and Jim is such an easy one to do. I would describe it as like an older French inspiration for Wes Anderson, probably. It is so breezy. Like the movie is so brisk and quick and like heavily narrated and almost montagic. Like it moves at such a high energy pace. It tells the story of this love triangle. 2 guys are kind of in love with the same woman, and she's a little bit of a manic pixie dream girl. But the movie just has so much like energy to it, in a way that like a Wes Anderson movie can have, or like a Greta Gerwig movie could have. It's a fun time. It's very, it's a fantastic movie. The cinematography is incredible. It's really worth the position that it's been given in like the, like best of kind of movie lists and that kind of thing. It's great. It's really fun. And again, yeah, if you've never watched much older French cinema, this is a great one to start and see if you like it.
The only Truffaut movie I have marked on Letterboxd is Small Change.
Oh, sure. And you liked that, didn't you?
I did. We watched that for the podcast. It was good.
Yeah. I'm a big Truffaut fan. I feel like he was like, when I discovered him, I just like dove in and I was like, oh, these are great.
It's also another one I have on the shelf out there, but just haven't gotten to it.
Sweet. One of these days.
I just got to get to the J's.
Yeah.
My number 5 from 2005, Batman Begins. Name, action. Batman is beginning in this movie, and that's what the movie's about.
Gotcha. Okay.
Love
it's
it.
descriptive. I see what you're saying.
Perfect. If it was a better movie, it'd be higher. But the fact that it's, there's other movies that are descriptive that are higher. So
Okay. Well, my number 4 has 3 words and 3, they all start with an F.
Okay.
It's F for fake. I'm realizing I have 3 documentaries on my list. This is the 3rd documentary.
No, you're documentary heavy.
Yeah. This is the Orson Welles documentary about art fraud, among other things. Talk about like a fast-paced movie. This is so fast-paced. This whole movie is a montage basically where he's narrating. It's very well crafted, but like it is quick. You have to pay attention, otherwise you will like it will just wash over you like a fire hose. But he tells a few different stories all about like what's true and what's false. And one of them is like a guy that sells forged art, and he kind of like tricked a lot of people. He makes his Picassos and Matisses and how do you tell the difference between real and fake? What is the difference between real and fake? It's Orson Welles, from the famous Orson Welles. And this is his documentary, and it is it's so artistically made. It's made by like a genius director, like the same person that can direct Citizen Kane directed F for Fake. It's really good. So that's my number 4.
It's on the list.
Yep. I know. I talk about these things.
The someday list for sure. Number 4 from 2014. Gone Girl.
Yep.
Again, descriptive, alliterative, all of those things. What a great movie to not watch with your mom and sister in a movie theater. I would recommend you watch it any other way than the way I first watched this movie.
I agree.
It was very distracting to watch this movie with my mother and my sister. But when I rewatched it at home many months later, I was like, this is a good Fincher movie.
Sure.
Finally, he made a good movie that I can enjoy. And it has an alliterative title. So
it sure does. Okay. My number 3 is American Animals.
Okay.
This is a 2018 crime thriller.
Mm-hmm.
And it tells the story of these like high school, I think 4 high school students that come up with a heist plan to steal a rare book at a library. And so it's a heist movie where they try to steal the book, and then how does it go wrong? And what's interesting about this movie is it's narrated by the actual people that actually did this heist as adults. And so it's like half documentary and half, acted narrative. And they're narrating their own story with actors playing them, kind of a thing. It's Barry Coogan's in it. It's really good. It's really well made and super interesting. And I like that you actually seen the actual people involved. So I thought it was cool. It's called American Animals.
It's great. I can't think of too many movies that have that kind of like documentary, the docudrama structure where the drama part is more important than the docu part, but they both complement each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very
Normally
well.
it's just at the service of the documentary part, whereas it almost feels the opposite in this one.
Or like one overpowers the other in importance. In American Animals, I can't imagine either one of them being removed.
Yeah, agreed.
My number 3 is not a documentary. It's a comedy titled Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, what do we really need to say about Wayne's World? They should have, for the sequel, they should have called it like Garth's Gang or something like that. Like the plot should have been that Garth leaves to start his own show because they have a disagreement or something, and then they have warring cable basic cable, or what was it? Community. What do they call that? On cable,
public television,
public cable channel, or whatever. That's not what it's called. There's an actual term for this, but it doesn't matter. Wayne's World, fun, good movie.
Nice.
Number 3.
My number 2 is The Sword in the Stone, and I love this movie. This is one of my favorite Disney animated movies of all time. It's fantastic. I just watched it again like a week ago with my kids. And it's actually based on like a novel for adults called The Once and Future King, which pretty much the first like part of the book faithfully tells the story of the Sword and the Stone. But it's about King Arthur, how he became King Arthur. He took a sword that was stuck in a stone. Only the person that could take it from the stone would become King of England. And he does. It's got Merlin in it. There's a wizard's duel between Madame Mim and Merlin, which is my favorite part. Pretty awesome. The actor that plays King Arthur is the son of the director, which I think is really fun. And he does a great job. I mean, it's not like nepotism. He's awesome at it.
Well, it is nepotism, but
yes,
he can still do a great job and be it could be nepotism.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think it's great. So Sword in the Stone, my number 2.
It was on my list at one point, and then at some point I culled everything that had filler words so that it only left alliterative words.
Nice.
But it was good enough that it was on my list at one point. I like that movie too. My number 2 from 1954, the aforementioned Seven Samurai, which is a classic. I was thinking about this. So 1954, right? This movie comes out in Japan, I'm assuming, and is a hit in Japan. Is that right?
Probably. I would imagine.
How long does it take for people to know the name Seven Samurai here in the United States? Because I feel like Seven Samurai is one of those movies that, like, if you're remotely into movies, you at least have heard of Seven Samurai. But I don't. Maybe it has, but it didn't get a theatrical release here, right? Like a first run theatrical release. It's just over time, people talked about Seven Samurai and it got popular. Or art houses played it, or what? Like, how did that happen? I guess.
I think it definitely got played over here because it was very influential to like directors in the,
right. But was it like
Renaissance?
New York, Chicago, LA, like
yes,
their art houses played it? Is that how it seeped into the culture? Or okay. Interesting. Yeah, I was just curious how it made its way into the film.
Yeah, it wasn't like a box office hit, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But like, how did Lucas see it? Was it because he was like a film student, so he was watching a bunch of like weird movies?
Totally. Well, all those directors were watching weird movies. They were as much as they could get.
Right.
Okay, my number 1. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit older than King Kong. I hate to tell you.
Okay.
It's The Last Laugh.
I don't even know.
From 1924.
Okay. It's barely older.
That's right. It's barely older.
Not even 10 years older.
That's true. I just felt confident that it was going to be older than whatever movie you said.
Only 9 years.
It's true. I never said it was vastly older, just that it was going to be older.
I'm just saying that was a risky bet.
It wasn't. Directed by German director F.W. Murnau.
Heard of him?
Yes. You probably heard of him from some of the controversial movies he's made.
Like what? Freaks.
Freaks. He didn't make Freaks, did he?
I'm trying to think of what I would have known him from.
Oh, I don't know. I've seen Faust and Sunrise by him.
Okay.
Have you heard of either of those?
I've heard of Faust just because you like Faust.
I do like Faust.
Yeah.
Okay, The Last Laugh, essentially it's about a hotel doorman that loses his job. And how that affects him, what that does. And it's gorgeously shot. It's like very interesting to look at. This character of the doorman is A great actor, great character, good performance. It's just really compelling. And it's fun to see something so compelling be from the 20s. You know what I mean?
Is it about him losing his job, or like he loses his job and this is the fallout?
It's the arc of him having a job, having prestige. He loses his job and then pretends he still has it, and goes to greater and greater lengths to convince his family and community that he still has this job because the shame of losing it is too much.
Gotcha.
Cool. And yeah, I mean, when movies got sound in like 1928, they had to go back to these clunky cameras that were so heavy and hard to move because the sound equipment was so like new and heavy and like hard to deal with. And so movies from 1928 on for the next 5-10 years got really bad. Like they didn't look good anymore. But before 1928, they were really good. Like the second half of from like 1924 to 1928, though, that era of silent films are way ahead of their time. Like they look so much better than movies from like 1929 because they were silent. And so like they could move the camera and do cool things. And so this movie fits right in there.
Nice. I will check it out someday, hopefully, before I die.
Before you die.
That and Faust, because you've sold me on that one multiple times, and yet I haven't watched it yet.
Faust is good. Kyle saw it. He liked it too.
But I will get there. My number one. The aforementioned Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene.
Nice.
Which is actually just a name of one character in that movie.
That's true.
It's like her name, her cult name, her nickname, and something else, her real name or something. I don't remember. Great movie, great drama, solid performances. Remember there was like a little window where like John Hawkes was like, oh, we didn't realize this guy's such a great actor. He's in everything all of a sudden. Every indie drama. It was this one and the Jennifer Lawrence movie that broke her out. Like he was the dude in that movie too. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, totally. Yeah, and John Hawkes
took place in the Ozarks. Go ahead.
Yeah, and he was in You and Me and Everyone We Know.
Sure. Andy was in yeah, forget it. I won't remember it. There's another one in that era where it was the movie where he's paralyzed and there's a shrink.
The Sessions.
Wasn't that John Hawkes?
Yes.
Yeah. And they thought he was going to like win an Academy Award with that one. And then I think he maybe got nominated, but didn't win. Anyway, he was all over the place. This is one of those movies that he is definitely in. Although it's really Elizabeth Olsen's movie, in my opinion. She's really good in it. And there's like two scenes. There's like the bedroom scene where she's in the fetal position on the ground that just brutalizes me every time. And that final scene when she's driving away in the car, no spoilers here, but that scene is just burned into my brain. Even though I've only seen it twice, like I can replay that scene in my head. It's one of the few times I've seen a character sit in the backseat of a car and act convincingly that she is terrified.
Sure.
And that is difficult to do. It's not just her. It's like the movie put all the pieces together for her to be able to give that performance, but it worked so well. We've never done this list, but like, I don't even know what the list would be, but that scene, the Captain Phillips scene where Tom Hanks takes a sigh of relief at the end when he's getting looked at. Like there's a couple of movies where like the movies itself, they're good, but they're basically a setup for like this one particular moment. And when they have the 1-2 of it, the setup being good enough that the punch works, it's a beautiful thing. And Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene is one of those movies for me.
Yeah. For sure. Great pick.
That was our top 10 movies with alliterative titles. We duplicated Martha, Marcy, Seven Samurai, and that's it. Not bad.
Not bad.
I thought there would be more, to be honest.
Could have been.
there definitely could have been. I was finding reasons to get rid of movies that I've talked about too much, for sure. But that's how we do on this podcast. Thank you for joining us for episode 690, just 10 away from our highly anticipated episode 700. We're joining the 700 Club, Zach. You remember that show?
Yeah.
700. We're officially old enough to be on the 700 Club. Are we? How old were those people? They were like retirement age. We're not.
Yeah. No, we're not them.
Yeah. Thank you for your participation in this podcast. Don't forget, there's a video version you can check out on YouTube. You could support us on Patreon. You could leave us an Apple Podcast review, or you could send us an email. The links are in the description to do any and all of those things. You could also support us by following us on social media on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok at Cinereelists. Or you could follow me on my personal Blue Sky or Letterboxd account at YoJRB.
You follow me on Twitter or Letterboxd at Shaubin.
We will be back next week with something that I don't know what it is yet, because I won't be here, but I will be missing from the podcast. And it will be Zach and whoever shows up to do the podcast with Zach.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
It might even be that one guy who's on here often, but I'm drawing a blank on his name.
Wow.
Not really. I know.
Wow.
It. Have you ever met somebody with an alliterative name?
Of course.
Who?
Can't say their name on air.
I'll bleep it.
Too risky.
You don't know anybody.
No, I guarantee you I do. I just none come to mind at the moment, but of course I have. Of course.
I probably have too, but I can't think of any. I don't think we have.
No, absolutely we have.
Nope.
No, I easily.
Nope.
Easily.
All right. Well, while Zach thinks about that, we got to go. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for listening. Until then, keep it cinereal.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.